Hello, my dear students. We see many things around us. Yes, we see the living things around us. What are the living things? What are the common features between the living things? The living things we see around us, all the animals, and we are also the living things. We also see the plant, they are also living things. They go through a simple procedure. They are small, they grow big, they get old, and they die. And in the meantime, in the life cycle, they also give birth to the young ones, and that is very important for the life cycle to continue. For example, if the cat will not give birth to the kitten, will the life cycle of the cat will continue on the earth? No. If the human beings will not give birth to babies, will the life cycle will continue in the earth? It will become extinct. So it is very important for the animals and plants also that they give birth to the young ones. We have seen about the animals, that animals give birth to the young ones, and that we can see. But what about the plants? They also give birth to the young ones. They also give birth to the small plant, and they are called the seedlings. They bear the plant, the parts of the plant have fruits also, and the fruits have inside them the many seeds. Some have many seeds, some have one seed, and when the seeds are planted, they give rise to a seedling or a small plant. So this is called the reproduction in plants. So today we are going to study about the reproduction in our topic is reproduction in plants. So in today's chapter we are going to study about the reproduction, the growing plants from the seeds, the part of the seed, the growing plants from spores, the growing plants from the other parts of the plant. So what is reproduction? Reproduction is basically giving birth to the young ones of the same kind, or giving birth to the offsprings. They have the similar characteristics as of the parent, and they resemble the parents. So in the definition it can be written as the process by which the living things make more of their own kind is called reproduction, and the young ones, basically the babies, they resemble the parents. For example, the mango plant, it contains one seed, and when the seeds are planted in the soil, it gives rise to a seedling, that is a small plant or a baby plant, and the seedling gradually grows into a young plant, then into a big tree, and after, when it grows into a big tree, it gives flowers, and that the flower then turns into the fruit, that is the mango, and it contains the same seed, and when the seed is again planted, it gives rise to the new plant. So this is the life cycle of the plant that continues. Yes, so many plants. So we will study about the plants that grow from seed. Almost all the plants grow from the seed. You take the examples of the fruits and vegetables, they generally grow from seeds. But in the fruits there are one seed, or some contain many seed, or some contain few seed. For example, the watermelon contain many seeds inside them, and they are very small. But in mango they contain a very large and one seed. In the apple you can see the few seeds inside the apple. So these all seeds, when they are planted, or they are planted in the soil, they grow into a new plant or a seedling. So the most of the plants grow from seeds. Seeds come in different shapes and sizes. As I told you that the seeds are different, they come in different shapes and sizes. The process by which the seed grows into a baby plant or a seedling is called germination. So the process by which the seed, when it is planted inside the soil, it grows into a baby plant, and the baby plant is also called seedling. It is called the germination of seed. So for the germination, they require optimum temperature, they require water, they require oxygen, and they require sunlight. If any of the condition is not met, then the seed will not grow into a seedling. So the temperature required is around 32 to 35 degrees centigrade, that is the room temperature. So if any of the condition is not there, the plant will not grow. The seed will be dormant, and it will not grow into a new plant or a baby plant. So now coming to the parts of seed, you might have seen the seed. Yes, the seed of a rajma. You can see the seed of a rajma is like this. Yes, when you soak the rajma seed for making a rajma sabzi curry, what you do, you soak the seeds overnight in water, and after 8 hours when it is soaked in water, you boil it and then you make it into a curry. So I am asking, just you soak the seed in water, and in the next day what you will find, the seed has swollen. Yes, the seed is swollen and it contains the food material inside it. The seed contains the food material inside it, and the rajma seed contains more of protein that can be eaten. So this is the rajma seed. It contains an outer cover which you can remove it very easily. There is a small scar over here, and through this scar the seed is attached to the fruit. So the seed is attached to the fruit. So through it you can open the whole seed and you can remove the outer cover, that is the seed coat. Seed coat you can remove very easily. Inside the seed coat you can find the white thing is there, and these are the cotyledons. You can open the cotyledons, and when you open the cotyledons it becomes like this. It becomes like this, and inside the cotyledons there are two cotyledons, and inside the cotyledons you can find the embryo, the leaf-like things on the upper side, and in the lower side a long elongated structure is there, and this is called the embryo. Embryo is also called the baby plant. Embryo is also called the baby plant. So embryo is basically divided into two parts. What are the two parts? The embryonic radicle. The down part is called the embryonic radicle, and the up part is called the embryonic plumule. The embryonic radicle give rise to root, and the embryonic plumule give rise to the shoot. That is what we can see, the upside up above the soil, that is called the shoot, and it bears the leaves, flowers and fruits. So these are the parts of the seed. So in the scar, above the scar you can see a small opening, a dot type of thing is there, and this is called the hilum, and this helps the water to enter it, and through it respires also. The seed respires, taking oxygen and give off carbon dioxide. This is all about the parts of the seed, but the parts of the seed has definite function of their own. What are the function of the seed coat? It protects the cotyledons, and as a whole it protects the whole seed. And what are the function of cotyledons? The cotyledons helps to protect the embryo, and also it provides food for the growing embryo, because the cotyledons we eat in the rajma seed. What do we eat? We eat the full seed, and we eat basically the cotyledons. The cotyledons contain the food, so that we eat it. So the cotyledons provide food for the growing embryo. When the embryo inside the baby plant, the embryo is called the baby plant. When the baby plant is growing, it provides food for the baby plant until and unless it is fully grown into a seedling, so that when the leaves develop they will prepare the food for the plant. Embryonic radicle give rise to root, and embryonic plumule give rise to shoot. Radicle means root and plumule is shoot. So you can remember like this way. So what is germination? Germination is a process by which seed grows into a baby plant. That is called the germination. So it takes around 4-5 days for a seed to grow into a seedling. That is, when you plant a seed inside the soil, it takes around 4-5 days to generally the root and the shoot to come out. Firstly the roots come out, then only the shoot come out. When the shoot comes out, it gives rise to 2 tiny leaves, and these leaves later grow into a big leaf, and they prepare food for the plant. Gradually it grows, give rise to branches, and it grows big. So this is all about the parts of the seeds and its function. Now the seeds give rise to plant, but there are many plants which are not grown from the seed, but they are grown from the spores also. What are the plants that grows from the plants that grow from spores? Are mushroom, ferns, So the example of the plant that grows from spores are mushroom and ferns. Spores are produced by the plant that do not bear flowers. When the plant does not have any flowers, so they produce spores so that they can reproduce through the spores. So the spores are generally dispersed by wind. They are carried from one place to another by the wind, and when they get the favorable condition, they go into a seedling or a small plant. So some plants have some other parts to grow. They grow from the roots, they grow from the leaves, and they also grow from the stem. So let's read about that. Some plants grow from the stems. What are the plants that grow from the stem? You might have seen potato. The potato has eyes on them. These are the eyes of the potato, and the ginger also. You might have seen these are the plants. They are generally called the stem because when you cut a potato and plant it inside the soil, it gives rise to a new plant. So these are nothing but the stem. These, when you cut the stem and put inside the soil, it will grow into a new plant. This also happens in the rose plant also, and eventually in the money plant. You cut the stem and put it inside the soil. You will find roots develop from the stem inside the soil, and the rose plant will gradually develop into a bigger one. So some plants are also there that grow from root. What are they? They are beetroot, radish, turnip, and carrot. They are nothing but they are called the root. They are not the flower, they are not the fruit, but they are the root. And when they are planted inside the soil, they develop into many of that kind. This type of vegetables, they are the root. We eat the root of the radish, the beetroot, the carrot, and these are called the roots. Some plants are there, they develop from the leaves. And what are the plants that develop from the leaves? They are the bryophyllum. The bryophyllum generally have a very thick leaf, and on the margin of the thick leaves you can see the buds growing. These buds, when they fall on the ground, they develop into a new plant. Or else when you pluck the bud and put it inside the soil, it will give rise to a new plant. So this is all about the reproduction from the stem, roots, and leaves. So today we studied about the reproduction, how the reproduction takes place in plant, that is from the seed, how the plants develops, what are the parts of the seed, and what are the different parts functions in the seed. Also we discussed about the plants that grow from spores. The plants include the mushroom and the ferns, and the plants that grow from the other plants, parts of the plant like the root, stem, and leaves. Thank you.